Hi everybody, it's me Priyanka and you're listening to Main Pod Girl.
Hey, welcome to Main Pod Girl, a podcast made by Popheads for Popheads. Every episode, we'll be diving into all kinds of pop culture topics with some of our favorite artists and music commentators. I'm your host, AJ Marks.
And I'm your guest co-host, Pophead social media team member, Ree. And we're so excited to introduce today's special guest. She's a decorated drag queen, a TV host, a YouTube vlogger, and most importantly, a pop diva. She was the first winner of Canada's Drag Race, the first drag queen to grace the cover of Elle Canada, which became its highest selling issue ever, no surprise. And now she's the first ever drag queen to become an official Main Pod Girl. It's Priyanka!
Wow! Oh my god! I keep making history.
Literally, just the first to do everything.
Wait a minute. Actually, I'm the first drag queen on this thing?
Yes.
Yo.
It's long overdue. Yeah.
It's Pophead's history too.
Is it overdue or is the time just right?
The time is just right. I love that.
Wait, that intro, don't we all not just hate ourselves, right? So
Totally.
sitting there you're on your couch eating ramen because you got to pay for a music video. And then you get an intro by Bad Gal Riri and you're like, wait a minute, maybe I am the one.
You are the one. You're the moment. An icon.
Someone called me a self-proclaimed icon. I was like, no, wait a minute.
Whoa, that's a backhanded compliment if I've ever heard one.
No, I mean, I do call myself an icon all the time, but damn, you don't gotta put self-proclaimed in there.
You don't gotta clock me like that.
Right?
Unnecessary.
They were right of how desperate I am, but god damn it, just keep it out of the PR.
All right, so let's start off with an icebreaker. What is everyone listening to right now?
We can't be friends.
You stole my answer.
I was gonna say, I feel like we're all listening to Ariana right now.
And it's just Swedish music. Literally, I sent it to one of my producers, being like, what do you think of Ariana's album? And he goes, it is the most Swedish thing I've ever heard. And I was like, bitch, it is perfect. Do you agree? It's so Robin. It's so body talk. It's so
absolutely.
And I know there's so much online comparisons, but I'm like, this is not a bad thing though. Robin is the one, the only.
Oh yeah, and I think it was the right move for Ari.
Totally.
For sure.
It's perfect. Do you know who Tanner Adele is? So Tanner Adele is a country music artist. Yeah. She used to call herself the country Beyonce. And then because Beyonce released Texas Hold'em, all these country artists blew up and she is one of them. And I'm now one of those indie music lovers who's I discovered her first. I love her music so much because I like a little bit of country, but not too country, Willie Nelson. What are you even doing here? But her shit is amazing. Her lyrics are so fun. It's giving me drag Beyonce country artist. I love her. Her song Buckle Bunny is iconic. And then last but not least, I've been listening to The Call by the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, 10 out of 10
Yes.
song.
Yo,
Banger.
the storytelling in that song. My battery is low. I gotta go. I'm going to a place nearby. I gotta go. What the fuck? The fact that came out 2001 or some shit.
Yeah.
And I'm yeah, my battery's always low. I get it. I gotta go. And they're talking about this call, the call that changed my destiny. They sat in the room that day. And they were like, okay, what about a call that changed my destiny? And everyone's like, let's do it. I gotta go. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, Max Martin is a genius.
That reminds me of when Telephone came out and my mom was like, oh yeah, I love that song because it's just so relatable that Lady Gaga is like, oh, can't go. I'm in the club. I can't talk on my phone. And I was like, Mom, what? She was like, it's so relatable. I've been there. And I was like, you have?
What are you doing at the club? Mom, I gotta take you to court, Mom. You don't even care about me. Your mom's like, I was at the club last night and I could not hear one of the fuckboys that I have in my life. It was a booty call, but I couldn't hear, so I didn't get to go and I didn't get fucked. This is your mom. This is your mother.
My sister's going to scream at this podcast.
It's crazy because I have met his mom many times and I cannot envision this. So this is just an extra layer.
What are on your playlists? I need to know. Inspire me.
All right, I'm going to run through these real quick. I got Remy Wolf's new song.
Yeah.
Chrissy Schlepeka.
Yes.
Yo!
I love her.
There's a song called I'm Really Pretty.
I'm opening for her
When?
No. What?
in New York and in Chicago. We haven't announced it yet, so I guess I announced it right now. I announced it right now, so go get your tickets.
Wait.
Okay, so I'm opening for her, and then I'm coming back to New York in the fall for my solo tour for my album.
Oh, we'll be there as well.
It's overwhelming.
We will be there as well.
So much Priyanka in 2024. You're gonna die. Okay, what else is on your playlist? Sorry, we keep going on tangents.
The new Jax Jones song has a Cascada remix where she sings the whole song, like instead of the original singer.
Like, Every Time We Touch?
Yeah. When I say that this is like a Cascada hit, like this, I could actually see going like huge in the UK. Like it is a pop and a half. It's called Never Be Lonely.
I'm literally saving it to my Apple Music.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Cascada's back. Like in the pandemic, for some reason, I was like really obsessed with Cascada, so I like dipped into her discography, and I found that she basically just does a bunch of covers all the time.
I didn't know that about her.
Like even Every Time We Touch is a cover, or it's like the chorus is a cover, and she wrote the verses.
I've died.
Yeah, wild, right?
I've died.
But she covered Skater Boy, but as like an EDM song. In the same style as Every Time We Touch, she covers Skater Boy, and I'll never forget it. It's just the most rogue cover.
If you can see my face right now, it's giving confusion.
Skater Boy.
I fucking love Skater Boy. Okay, how about you, Bod Gal Riri? What's on your playlist?
So you stole my first answer, so we got beef for that. We Can't Be Friends by Ariana.
You're going down, bitch.
We Can't Be Friends, Priyanka.
We cannot be friends. We're not friends. My other ones, because I'm gay, the entire Fletcher album.
Oh.
Too Sweet by Hozier. Shout out Brittany Broski. I know she's quaking.
She is.
And my other honorable mention is Evil Woman by Electric Light Orchestra, because I heard it in a restaurant in LA recently, and my gender is Evil Woman. So
your pronouns are evil/woman.
Correct. And that will be in all of my bios and email signatures. Stay tuned.
All right, so let's get into the music that you are making. Let's start off with your new song, No New Friends.
Tell them no new friends. I have noted that none of you put that on your playlist, you fuckers. I wish you could see our faces right now. Like, if you're listening to this, I wish you could see all of our faces, because we all hate and love each other. Like, we are the most dysfunctional family to ever be born out of this podcast. I can't believe that that's my song. Honestly. Like, you know, my takeaway about if I want to release a song or not is when I listen to it and I can't believe it's my song, I'm going to release it. Because, like, there's something that happened in that studio when we recorded that song where I walked out of there, like, stressed, being like, am I going to be okay? Like, this is really good. Like, what does this mean for me now? Like,
you walked out like you were like, am I going to be a pop star? Like,
literally, I'm like, am I a main pop girl now? Like, what's going to happen? It was interesting because, like, the song at surface level basically is like, fuck the haters, I ain't your friend. I'm not accepting any new applications to be your friend now. But for me, I was like, how do I write a song about, like, the person who just, like, wants to unapologetically not hang out with people? Like, I stay home so much now, just, like, working and, like, updating my Spotify profile photos and, like, updating my YouTube captions and at home all the time, unapologetically. I used to be the go out girl back in the day, but nowadays I'm like, ooh, like, let's, like, create at home and let's do this. But then you have people who are like, why aren't you coming out to the bar? Why aren't you do that? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bitch, because I want to own this. So I'm like, how do you get to a place when you get to, like, just own yourself, but also be like, I don't want any new friends because I don't want to have to answer any more texts.
yeah. Do you feel like the change from being like the go out girl to being like the working in the studio girl all the time was around the pandemic? Because I feel like the pandemic changed that for a lot of people. I keep joking. I'm like, I don't ever get to wear clothes because I'm either in pajamas or like my work clothes.
100%. Like, I love to go out and I love to be out. And I love to go see people because, like, the energy that you get from people is so beautiful, especially if they're good people. Like, that's why I love doing live shows. That's why I'm so excited to tour and blah, 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 blah. But there's something so special about like taking time for yourself and just like sitting there and either creating or dreaming or binge eating or like or like watching a Netflix special that you just wanted to watch and then like obsessing over it and then Googling like where the cast is now. Like,
Yes.
like owning your independence like that in that form in both the career world and both your confidence world, but in your guilty pleasure world too, which people feel so much shame about, is like where No New Friends came from. And then on the flip side of things, I'm always constantly going through a lot of friend drama. So I walked into the studio being like, I want to write a happy song. Like, I want to make people feel like Ava Max and Lizzo feel. Like, they make people feel good, right? And then I walked out with this, like, gangster hit called No New Friends, right? And I'm like, how did this happen? But, like, that's the cool thing about, like, songwriting with the right people is that, like, you really get a slice of life.
Was it your first time working with Josh Cumby?
Yeah, that song was the first time I worked with Josh Cumby, and he is cray. Like, I knew that he was a K-pop producer. I knew that he worked with people from BTS and Girls' Generation and BOA and Madonna. Like, I was nervous to even knock on this guy's door. You know what I mean? But he invited Sizzy Rocket, who's also an incredible artist. And it was just kind of like, everything. Everyone in LA is so casual, right? They're like, do you mind if, like, my girl Sizzy drops by? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever you want. And then, like, I walk in and everyone's so down to earth. Everyone's so chill. And he, like, he just, like, he didn't tell us, but he pressed record on the room, which I think is, I guess, kind of fucked up when you think about it. But then what he would do is he would take samples from, like, little screams or little things that I would say and then, like, use it as samples throughout the music. So at the beginning of No New Friends, when the song starts, you kind of hear this, like, that is my voice.
Oh.
Looped. Sizzy says, oh, that's just fucking sick. And then I say, like, yeah, it's fucking dope. And then he, like, just throughout the whole song in the background, off of a side conversation, in the music, you can just hear me go, dope.
What?
Dope. It's crazy.
Oh, I love that.
I walked out of that being like, oh my God, this is incredible. Because oftentimes, as I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure you talk about this all the time, these pop divas are just chasing like what they think is the next pop hit, right? You're walking into the studio being like, okay, Greedy by Tate McRae's big right now. Like, let's make a song that sounds like Greedy by Tate McRae. Fucking bop. I love that song.
True.
But I'm like, how do we get out of that? Like, we all know that I love pop music. Like, I don't got to tell you that I like Ava Max and Tate McRae and Ariana Grande. Like, we know. So how about we just like create and see what happens? And that's what No New Friends ended up being. And it really informed like what kind of music we're going to be picking for the album, which is sick.
Is the album like done and dusted, or are you still putting the finishing touch?
It is not dusted, honey. You know, if I listen to the song and I don't want to replay it, or I wouldn't listen to this song, like, I'm just not just going to smile and nod, you know? Because I love pop music. So I'm going to know what good pop music sounds like. And the same thing happened to the single cover for No New Friends. Like, I did a last minute little switch up the same week it was going to come out because I was like, this is not a single cover. Like, it's not giving. Like, the photo is beautiful. It's like me on top of a building on a stripper pole, and it's gorgeous. But I was like, it just doesn't give what I needed to give. But then I think back like 2 months before, or like 3 months, when I was like, what do I want for the No New Friends cover? And I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if we're all holding each other's hands, but everybody's just me, like those like paper doll things that we used to make in elementary school. Like, that would be cool. But then I kept like second guessing and being like, no, like, tell me, other people, like, guide me, like, maybe I'm not seeing it correctly. But then in the last hour I was like, wait a minute, bitch, this is my art. I'm going to hold my own damn hand. So the album is not dusted yet because there's some things that I like let slide that I thought that I would be okay with. But now when I listen back, and I was like, we got to make sure it's perfect.
Yeah, releasing a debut album is like such a huge deal. What's something about this album that you really wanted to make sure you got right?
I wanted to bridge the gap of like, how do I make this sound like a cinematic masterpiece to my fans, mixed in with like my personality. Like, I'm such a funny dumbass bitch, and I want to make sure that my music also tells that story too. You know, although I love that like Adele sings these breakup ballads and on stage she's the most hilarious person ever, like, I love that contrast. For someone like me, I want people to like sing and laugh to my songs and like feel like, oh, Priyanka, that's my girl. Because I like, although like I am like literally dressing up in drag to present everything and in these music videos and stuff, I think it's just so important to like work so hard but then laugh at yourself. Like, that's what I want my album to be, and it's gonna be that.
And throwing it back a little, so your first ever EP, Taste Test, came out in 2021. I have been streaming. They feel like Adam Lambert laid his spicy little fingers on them.
Spicy little fingers.
So that's a huge compliment. They are. He's so spicy. Everything he touches. I don't know how he does it. But regardless, I'm curious, like, what sparked the vision for Taste Test?
I was writing a verse because Brooklyn Heights was releasing a song called Queen of the North, and the producers of that song, Stacey K and Leah, they were like, would you do this verse? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was kind of in my like post Drag Race whirlwind, just had a super high and like then just got dumped and my uncle passed away and I got a car accident and I was just like partying and drinking and like making out with a bunch of random ass people. Like, what was I doing? Anyway, so then I was kind of like in bed with probably a hangover, and then I had anxiety, and then I had this Zoom with them, and then they asked me to do this verse. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I wrote the verse, like, whatever. I'm a songwriter. In that conversation, they were like, hey, like, Pri, like, you know, like on the show, on Canada's Drag Race, you were like singing and stuff. Like, do you want to do music? And I was like, yeah. Like, so I'm like, yeah, duh.
Of course.
But I was such in a clouded headspace that I just wasn't like 100. Like, I'm 100% about everything. Like, I feel like everyone gets that from me. But at that time was just like yeah, okay. And then they're like, well, we worked on some demos if you want to hear them. And I was like, yeah, okay, like just depressed. And I heard Cake first. Bump, 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 bump. I heard it and I was like, wait, I'm going to be a pop star now. Like literally, it was like that. Like that's how it felt when I heard that first opening of that song. The song was called something else. At the time, it was like very leaning, like not pop. It was leaning like putting my eyelashes on and my heels. Tip, 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 tip. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but I just was inspired by the beat. And then I heard Bitch I'm Busy, which is girl. A bop. Bop, 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 bop.
Oh,
I love that
12
song.
out of 10. Yeah.
Like that song to me from the beginning gave main radio pop girl, period. Like that still is one of the songs I listen to and I'm like, I can't believe this is my song. It's so iconic. And then also they sent Come Through, but at the time Come Through was called Reading is Fundamental. It's so draggy. So I was like, READING is fundamental. And I was like, literally like, what the fuck? I'm like, not off this banger beat with this fucking like children's
storybook.
It's giving Taylor Swift me.
Spelling is fun.
Very that. Something about hearing those three songs like really like switched me into high gear, and I just immediately was like, I want to make real pop music. I'm down to like reference a few drag things and like read and be shady, but like what I want is to like have real pop choruses. And then throughout the production, I really want to keep like my laughs in and my screaming in and my like come for me, bitch. Like my ad libs are a very important part to like what I want this music to sound like. And then I just like switched gears and just like took it so seriously. But it was weird because like although I was doing everything so seriously, and then I had this vision of like making the music videos have this like through storyline, which I thought was very important, and like making it about like us being put in a box, then us like being on the run because like we said no to the government, and then being caught and da-da-da. Like I just had this big vision of like I just want to do it. I'm gonna do it, whatever. And I just like wanted to go hard with it, but it's so funny to think about Taste Test because I was still kind of like, can I do music? Like, are people gonna like take it seriously? Like, is it gonna like break the barrier that I needed to break? And Come Through was the first song that we finished for the EP, which is now the biggest hit. And I remember hearing it in my car and then hearing Lemon's verse and being like, yo.
Oh, Lemon's verse goes
Lemon
hard.
Crazy.
That part of the music video too, like I keep replaying it.
No, I literally sat there and made the Lemon verse loop myself because I was so obsessed with it. I did it for an hour, exported it, and uploaded it to YouTube and typed it out. Lemon's like, and I pressed upload and was like, "This is you can't deny an amazing hit." Like Lemon, like you can't. And the coolest thing about Lemon's verse is that the producer sent her like, "Hey, like we wrote this like guide for you," and she just took it and was like, what the fuck is this? Threw it out and then wrote what you now hear in the song. Because that song is about me dating this guy that she used to date, but at the end of the day, like, fuck the guy, we have each other's back. But that even happened in like how the song was released too, right? Like she got eliminated first off of UK versus the World, which is a Drag Race spinoff. And everyone thought she was gonna like literally win, so everyone was like so shocked, and she was so in her feels about it. I had this big goal of like, breaking into the mainstream and getting streams and blah, 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 because people just want numbers, right? If you want to do a music festival, they need to see your numbers. And because of her verse, I was able to play these amazing music festivals and open for Charlie XCX and Pablo Vittar and Lorde.
Slay.
Which is fucking amazing.
Literally wild.
All
Do you ever
wild.
say things and you're just like, I can't believe I said that? Do you ever feel like you're just lying as you say things like that?
Yes, all the time.
You're like, whose life is this? Because it can't be mine. What do you mean?
It mustn't be. It mustn't be mine. But it is, and I love it. And it was just a very special track. And someone told me to release it first. Like, this should be your first single. And I was like, no. You always have to build to the hit, honey. This is not the world of the Hit Me Baby One More Time where it can just be your first one and you just, no. People, you got to warm the oven up before you put the turkey in.
See, you studied the pop girls.
Oh.
You have to be a student of the pop girls before you and the pop girls around you,
You do.
Well, tell us about some songs that didn't make taste tests. Like, what ended up...
Oh my God. Okay, great question. So the weird part about Taste Test is that we only recorded and wrote the 5 songs.
That's it. No
That's
scrapping.
It. There's no scrapping. It was just like, because it was very transactional. It was like, I'm going to buy 5 songs and I'm like, I don't care. I'm just going to release them all.
Wow.
It wasn't like I didn't learn about the let's just write and see what happens world until I started working on this project that's coming out this year. So when everyone was like, yeah, come over, we'll just work on a song, I would leave being like, okay, so how much do I owe you? They're like, nothing. If you want the song to go to production, that's when we get paid. And I was like, oh, thank God, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to afford to be a musician. So thanks.
Wow,
so there's
that's
no
amazing.
Scrapping. Yeah, it's weird. There's no scrapping.
So many people think that being famous means having a ton of money and being able to just do whatever you want. And I always think that's the most wild misconception too, because it's usually they're just really scraping by.
Yeah. There are obviously artists out there who are doing just fine. But there is something to be said about if you're like me personally, I would say that I do well. I have 14 jobs, literally 14 jobs. But all that money, gladly, 100% will never change anything. No regrets. Goes into my music career. The music videos, the distribution, having to pay to even sync the lyrics up. So on people's apps, it syncs up. Paying a publicist, paying whoever else you gotta fucking pay. And I always think it's worth it, but it's truly that when you think about labels, it's oh, right, they literally act as grants that you have to pay back. They're just loans. And obviously exposure, and they have a team and blah, blah. But it's a very interesting thing.
So, Pri, we have a game that we want to play called Call DM Block.
Oh, yes.
We're going to give you
DM
3
block.
Celebrities,
Kay.
and you're going to have to call one, DM one, and block one.
Okay, call
hypothetically.
DM block. Okay.
And this round's theme is Spice Girls.
Oh my God, I just literally said, do you know the band The Beaches?
Yes.
Okay, so they're from Canada, and they were just at the Junos, and they just won Group of the Year. And I just burped, sorry. And whatever, don't cut that one out. And
it stays.
It's in the print. And I was like, wait, they're giving me Canadian Spice Girl vibes. And I don't know why, because they're a rock band, but there's just something about the way they carry themselves, how they're so unhinged, how they just don't give a fuck. I'm like, this is literally Spice Girls. Anyways, I'm ready. Sorry.
We need a Canadian flag dress. Wait, actually put that in one of your videos.
No, literally, are you my creative director? Yeah.
So the first one is Victoria Beckham, aka Posh Spice.
Okay.
B and C are pretty easy because it's Mel B, aka Scary Spice, and C is Mel C, aka Sporty Spice.
Okay, I would call Mel C Sporty Spice because she is the one for the gays. I turn to you. Remember that song?
Yes. What would you talk to her about? That song?
That song specifically. Is whoever her vocal coach is, I need to talk to them because her voice is fucking incredible.
Okay, so you're calling Mel C's vocal coach.
Mel C and her vocal coach. 3-way call. I'm DMing Victoria Beckham because I feel like she just likes to spill the tea via the DM about how annoying her husband is.
How would you slide into her DMs?
Hey girl, it's just me, Pri here. How are you?
Love it.
And then she would ghost me for 4 to 5 months because she's like, who the fuck is this? And then I'd be like, hey girl, I would just erase it. Hey girl, it's me, Pri, how are you? And just wait another 5 months, until she sees it. Consistency wins the pageant, in my opinion.
And then she's like, oh, sorry, just saw this.
Sorry, I was in the shower.
Yeah, and then she's like, how's Nick? And I'm like, okay, so I'm not Priyanka Chopra, but anyway. He's
That's
fine.
Nick.
He's fine. He's great. You know, things are going well. And then I would block Scary Spice. I love her. She is one of my favorite spices.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like her and I would get in a lot of arguments because we're both of the same, like, we want to just do everything. We want to say yes to everything. And we're like, you know, like a little bit, what's that word called? Certain in our thoughts and views on certain things. So I would definitely block her because we would fight too much. We'd fight too much.
And then we have another game that I'm really excited to bring this one back. We haven't played this one in a couple years. This is a trivia segment called Pop Quiz.
Okay. Oh my God.
Because it's about pop music.
Pop.
Inspired by the card game Tension. How this works is we're going to give you a theme and you're going to have to name as many things as you can think of in 60 seconds that fit that category.
Oh my God, okay.
And you get points for each thing that counts. But the points don't mean anything because there's really no...
Because the show's made up and the points don't matter or whatever Drew Carey says.
I'm stressed.
We just ignited your nervous system. Oh my God.
I'm going to put on a 60-second timer.
All right. So category number 1.
Category is...
Rihanna's number 1 hits in the US or Canada.
Go.
I'm so mad at both of you right now. Okay, please don't stop the music. Stay. Bitch better have my money.
No.
Ponder replay. If it's love that you want.
No.
No.
SOS.
Yes.
Yes.
Love on the brain. Love on the brain. Love on the brain.
Yes.
No.
No.
That's not
Not me lying.
Liar. Disturbia. Really interesting. Okay. Where have you been? This is what you came for. This is what you came for? This is what you came for.
Yes.
Lightning. So that's the way you move. This is a long minute. Rude boy. Rude boy. Rude boy.
Yes.
Yes. All right. And you have 2 seconds left.
S&M.
Yes.
S&M is my favorite.
You got 6.
Not bad.
So you got SOS, Disturbia, Rude Boy, S&M, Stay, and This Is What You Came For.
Okay.
6 out of 17.
17. Can you name some of the other ones?
Unfaithful was Canada only.
Yeah.
And then Umbrella.
Oh, of course.
Take a Bow.
Take a Bow.
Live Your Life with T.I.
Wait, pause. Her verse on that song. Now everybody watching what I do. Come walk in my shoes and see the way I'm living if you really want to. Got my mind on my money. And I'm
vocals.
like, come on. Are you joking? So keep getting your paper and keep on shining. What? She's like a cunt about it, but then she's also like inspirational. That's iconic.
Love the Way You Lie.
We Found Love. So yeah, you missed We Found Love. Diamonds, Work.
Only Girl in the World.
The gay in me always tries to find the like niche hit. Like that's what a gay person
Yeah.
always does. Like
Deep Cuts.
the minute that like Umbrella goes big, we're like, yeah, but track number 8, like the way she like did
Yeah.
like it's always that for gay people. Always.
Yeah. Someone's like, what's your favorite Ali X song? And I'm like, Private Life. Off of the
Yeah, like,
fucking
duh.
Love Victor soundtrack. Like, hello, what am I?
Like what kind of question is that? Yeah.
All right, are we ready for the next category?
Yes, I love this game actually. It's fun.
Your next category is Mariah Carey album titles. Go.
Oh my god. The Emancipation of Mimi. E equals MC squared. Vision of Love. Oh shit. Honey? Rainbow. Rainbow.
Yes.
Glitter. The soundtrack.
Yes, Glitter, of course.
All I Want for Christmas? Is that what the album's called? The
No.
Christmas album? Oh. Is there a Christmas album though?
Yes.
Yep, there are 2.
Yeah. Oh my god. I don't know what that's called. Shit.
26 seconds.
Oh my god. Well, okay, what else? What else does she have? What else does she have? It's annoying when you could see the cover. Daydream. I said the Emancipation already. I said, what else is there? Oh yeah, baby.
Her incredibly iconic high note.
Emotions?
Yes. All right, I was hoping you would get that one. And we're out of time. You missed Mariah Carey,
I don't know her.
Music Box.
Oh, Music Box.
Merry
I hated-
Christmas
I
was
always
the album.
hated that.
Yeah.
I literally stopped dead in my tracks and stared at both of these motherfuckers because I think they're fucking with me. It's called Merry Christmas.
Yes.
There's Merry Christmas to You, Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel, Me, I Am Mariah, Charm Bracelet, and Butterfly, and Caution.
Oh my god. Tell me is there another one? I love this game.
There is another one.
All right, so this last one should be the easiest, hopefully.
Your last category, so make it good, is Canadian pop stars. Go.
Wow. Tate McRae. The Weeknd. Drake. Shania Twain. Canadian pop stars. Avril Lavigne. Nelly Furtado. Priyanka.
Eating right now.
Ali X. Who else is Celine Dion's pop star, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Of course she is, queen.
Canadian pop star. Canadian. Who am I missing? I'm
Think of the
missing so
men.
many people.
I know we hate thinking about men, but
Michael Bublé. Think of the men. Think of the men.
There are more women.
Nickelback?
Chad Kroger's a pop star in my heart.
Thank you.
Let's call Nickelback a pop star.
Oh, Alessia Cara? Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing so many people. I hate this game.
Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, wait. We're out of time. Some big ones you were missing were Bryan Adams,
Oh.
Justin Bieber,
Oh, shit. Oops, sorry.
Alanis
Sorry,
Morissette,
Justin. Oh my God, Alanis.
Shawn Mendes,
Oh my God.
and Carly Rae Jepsen.
Carly
Ooh,
Rae.
underrated.
I'm so sorry,
yes.
girl.
Ooh, so sorry. Actually, this episode's never going to air because you forgot Carly.
Oh, Carly,
Actually, I have to cut
Carly,
this episode short.
Carly, honey, muddy. I'm so sorry, baby.
All right, and then we have one last game for you.
Yay. Okay.
Okay, so this one is called Musical Mad Libs. I'm going to ask you for things like adjectives, verbs, nouns, and then we'll plug them into your song lyrics and have you read them out or sing them if you're so inclined.
Okay.
The fear.
The confusion I'm feeling again. Here we go.
The first one is person.
Oh, who do I like right now? Tate McRae. I love her.
Tate McRae. All right. This is funny. All right. Location.
New York.
New York. Okay. Question.
Why are you this way?
Celebrity.
Oh, shit. Oprah. Oprah. I just met Oprah. Oprah.
Oprah. Wait, what? You met Oprah?
I met Oprah. She was at the GLAAD Awards, and I was at the GLAAD Awards, and our tables were beside each other. We made eye contact, and she waved at me, and I waved at her, and then our hands went towards each other, and then we like clasped hands, and she shook it. You know how she shakes your hands, and then she shook it, and whatever she's giving me, like I keep warning everyone around me. I'm like, you better watch out because like something's about to happen. I'm either about to explode, implode, become a pope. I don't know, but she gave me some power, so you better watch out.
I just got goosebumps. Plural noun.
Plural noun. Dogs.
Dogs. Okay. Plural noun again.
Oh, cats.
And then last one, verb.
Run.
Okay. Here we go. I'm going to send you these lyrics.
Here we go. Oh, this is so funny. Okay. Here we go. No new friends. Okay, this is going to be really hard, but I'm going to try to sing it. Everybody wants to be Tate McRae. Hang out at New York, you know the place. Crack a smile, stay a while, kiss, kiss. Why are you this way? Even if it's fake. Ooh, it's me and Oprah tonight. 'Cause it only takes two to ride or die. No dogs for the lookalikes. This is where the story ends. No new cats. Honestly, I don't need the nuisance. They run on you and make excuses. That's why I keep myself exclusive. Deuces. No new cats. And then, no new cats. No new cats. Telling no
Wow.
new cats.
This is exactly how I felt in 2021 when I was living with 7 cats in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Too many.
This is a wild story. Basically, the vet was backed up in the pandemic.
Yes.
And we were not able to get the cats neutered, and they ended up making children in our apartment. We were like, no, we're not breeders. No, this is not happening.
That's a nightmare. This is a nightmare.
All right. So just to wrap this up, I have one more question that I'm dying to ask you. I think it's really fun. If you took a DNA test and found out that you were the love child of 2 pop stars, who would be your first suspects?
My first suspects, I would say, I hate to say Beyonce because I feel like that's so obvious. But I'm so inspired by her hardworking, don't take shit. Do you watch the Renaissance film?
Absolutely.
When the guy was like, oh, we only have like the 40 mm. She's like, I Googled it last night, bitch. There's another one. Like, that is me. That is me every single day. Beyonce, are you happy to be in Paris? And then I would say,
Who's Beyonce saddling up with?
Not Jay-Z.
definitely not Jay. Nope, that's not happening. I would say, ooh, Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus?
Yes. People call me the Hannah Montana of Canada, so.
Canada, Montana.
Canada, Montana, here she is.
Hannah, Canada, probably.
Canada.
Right? It's just 2 locations at that point.
I would say those two. And now that they have a collaboration, you know, on Cowboy Carter, we made Priyanka, yeehaw. Priyanka's my baby, yeehaw, in the song. I don't know if you heard it.
That's literally
exactly
the
how it goes.
lyrics.
Yeah.
Did you know that Hannah Montana was almost called Alexis Texas?
And then they found out it was a porn star, so they had to change it.
Wait a minute. Alexis Texas is a really bad name.
It makes more sense that she's like Southern, though.
True.
And the character was originally called Zoe.
How many names does she have? More. She has literally more names than I've changed in my life. Like, I think I have an identity crisis. Poor Hannah.
I mean, she kind of did too, because she went from Destiny Hope Cyrus to Miley Cyrus. So
It's Miley Stewart to Miley Cyrus to Ashley O to Hannah Montana.
true.
Ashley O.
Ashley O is
Ashley
the
O.
GOAT.
Yay!
Wow.
Thank you
Please
so much
come
for
back.
having me. This was so fun. I love both of you.
This was awesome, and we'll see you in New York
I'll see you when I open for
with
Chrissy.
Chrissy.
And then I'll see you again when you get to see the full tour of all my songs. And
I'll die.
I can't wait to do the update where I just sit here and you two just tell me all your favorite songs and give me the breakdowns behind all of them.
Thank you again, Priyanka, for coming on the show. Thank you so much to Noah for the theme music. And if you're listening to this right now and you've made it all the way to the end, congrats. You're my favorite. If you could just do me a quick little favor and rate and review this podcast on whatever platform you're listening to us on right now. We have a lot coming up, some huge names. I'm so excited. So stay tuned and I'll see you next time.